freeball it, dude. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Is this live?
We'll do it live.
Are we live?
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Kawaii For Real Radio Show. It's your boy Shangy Dang, back again with another video. Who we got in the studio today, fellers?
Okay, hey, so it's Mickey K, and we have a surprise guest, friend of the channel.
Holy crap!
What is their name? Let's find out.
Oh my
Mr.
God.
Kakkity.
Mr.
Kakkity.
Oh my goodness, dude. That's
Dude,
such a
that's
good
crazy.
stage name.
Every time you say the name of the podcast, I forget that's what we named the podcast.
Hey, it's a good podcast name.
It really is.
We do this show every week. How could you possibly forget?
Exactly,
that?
every single week,
Every
without
single
fail.
week.
Every single week.
Yeah.
Super fans of the channel, right? I remember that Mr. Kakkity. Actually, this is his second appearance on the channel.
It is.
If you're a super fan, that's right. The real shoddy heads out there would know that the Super Mario Wonder
Oh, that's right.
3-episode gameplay that I posted did feature him as the voice of Prince Florian.
But
So
we really need to finish that.
there we go. Yeah,
Dude, yeah, featuring voice actor
Yeah.
Prince Florian.
have him on the show. Be sure to check in for when I eventually post him reading the entirety of Pilot's Handbook of Aeronautical Knowledge in that voice. So if you want that,
That's true.
be sure to let us know.
I'd probably blow out my throat.
Dude, real shit though, you'd probably be really good, like your regular voice for like audiobooks.
You have an incredible voice.
It's real. You have a
You
really
think
good
so?
audiobook
You do.
voice. Yeah.
Can you give us a
Can you read the dictionary
I don't
for
know.
me?
yeah.
Teach us something.
Crap on my page.
just get real close. Make sure they can hear you nice and crisp.
Effects of humidity, moisture on density. The preceding paragraphs are based on the previous.
Wow, that's really cool. That's awesome. That's so good.
Dude, I think my ears just came.
So what are we here to discuss today? So, as it so happens, friend of the channel, Mr. Kakkity, he happens to be an airplane, as it so happens.
That is true.
Uh,
He knows JJ personally.
The term you're looking for is aerosexual.
Yes,
Oh,
he's aerosexual. Not to be confused with avians, which are people who like to fuck birds, which he
That's
also
true.
does do, but that's not related.
Yeah,
That's different.
This is sexuality versus gender.
Yeah,
people.
he's into the metal birds, if you know what I'm
The
saying.
metal bird.
Yeah.
The sex robot.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Wow.
Anyway.
Are helicopter pilots also called pilots? The fact that I just called them pilots, that's crazy.
Yeah.
If you get a pilot's license, can you also be a helicopter?
There's a specific helicopter
Oh,
pilot.
so you gotta get a different one.
Do any of the credits transfer, or do you have to do a
Nope.
completely different?
Completely
Oh,
different.
that's so stupid,
I wish
dude.
the government would just back off. you
I know, but-
Like, we need to let Boeing take control.
Just let me...
They're like, you got your car driver's license, take the plane. It's all
Just do
yours.
it. Just do it. I want to fly a helicopter to work. I can't wait till we get to that point. I'm sure you've seen the videos of the guy who had his own. What was it? It was like a jetpack looking thing, but it looked like two giant like box fans. You know what I'm talking about? There was like one behind him and one below him, and it was like a little jetpack thing. And he made a video where he like drove like the McDonald's drive-through, I think, on this thing.
I think I've seen that, but the one I'm thinking of, it was like a huge big circle fan on his back.
Okay, then
There's
yeah.
ones
That's
that like
probably
have that and then a parachute on top,
Yeah.
and they can just fly on that.
Isn't that awesome?
It's true.
I see. That's what you should be doing. None of those plain
Why aren't we
planes are
making
old.
those? We
That's-
should make those.
We should make those.
Do you guys have a box fan
You
somewhere?
fly to work. I don't.
Yeah.
I wish I did.
I think we can like find
That
one
one
out.
also requires a license.
Really?
To fly your jetpack.
What if I make it myself?
You probably. It would probably be very illegal to both fly it and for you to not have the license to fly it.
Really? Wait, so if I like build a car on my own, like
You can get away with building a car on your own.
okay,
To build an airplane or an aircraft on your own, that's a little bit different.
oh okay.
Uh-oh.
Because
See.
almost everything that flies requires something that's called airworthiness certificate,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
which is basically the government's saying this probably won't fall out of the sky and kill someone. Probably.
Yeah, that's true.
What
you
if
know?
that's what it's made for? Is to fly out of the sky?
We call that missile. And you don't
I
need
think you're right.
you don't need a license for that. You can just build that in your backyard. Well, I was gonna say it makes sense that the government would have a lot of control of that because you know all the tax money that goes into building the roads in the sky. You know, makes
That's
sense
true.
that they own
You
that.
gotta pay ATC somehow.
That's so stupid.
How are you supposed to afford the clouds? You like the clouds, don't you?
I don't know. So what's the difference? So you like the cloud?
Yeah, that's the road of the sky. You want your gosh darn clouds? You pay your taxes.
I forgot to play my cloud bill, babe. They're going out.
It just rains all around you,
Oh,
but
no.
not on you.
Honestly, that wouldn't be bad.
Nah, I like the rain.
That wouldn't be bad. You know, I do like the rain, but I don't like it when it's on me. You know what I'm saying?
You would say that.
Yeah, I would, and I am. Watch. It's on recording.
He only likes the yellow shower.
No,
I
none particular. Hey, so I don't know. Let's just kick this off. Do you have any hot airplane takes? What are some hot takes? What's hot in the industry right now? What are people not talking about that we need to be talking about? Airplanes. Should we get rid of them?
No.
Okay. Good. Good start.
Oshkosh happened fairly recently.
That's a clothing brand.
That's crazy.
That is a clothing brand. Does this have to do with the clothing brand?
I've never heard of the clothing brand before.
Really?
Am I wrong? Am I
No,
tripping?
no, you
I
are.
feel like that's a clothing
Jamie,
brand.
pull that up.
Jamie, let's pull this
Oh yeah,
up.
if you need something pulled up, you call Jamie.
Anyway, what is Oshkosh?
Oshkosh is the
Oh, Oshkosh Bagosh is the clothing brand.
Oshkosh is
what?
basically the airplane convention.
Okay.
So the whole shtick is
Aircon.
Aircon?
everybody flies their own aircraft to this one single airport.
Oh,
And for the period that this is running, I think it's the busiest airport in the world.
Wisconsin.
Really?
Exactly.
Oh, where all the cheese is.
Yes.
Yeah. And so like there's air shows or people showing off there. It's like Burning Man for airplanes. So like people will like camp in their airplanes.
Oh, that's kind of
What?
neat.
That's so cool.
And it's like people showing off their home built airplanes. Companies will show off avionics, stuff to sell. The military brings their own jets.
So it's a gun show, but for Lockheed.
Yeah.
I mean, Boeing too. But
Okay. Yeah.
Boeing
yeah.
doesn't make it to the show, bro.
Yeah, bro. Boeing's like actual guns disguised as planes. That's crazy.
Literally.
Well,
Wait, so you didn't go to that, did you? Or
No.
Do you
I
think
wanna
you're
go.
gonna go
I
when
wanna
your plane is built?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Mr. Kakkity is building a plane as we speak.
Yes, my father and I, Mr. Kakkity.
That's it. And Mr. Kakkity.
We're building an airplane in our garage.
Mhm.
It's by a company called Vans. They sell
That's also a clothing company.
goodness.
dude, nothing's original in the Air Force, bro. They just steal everything.
I bet Boeing's also a clothing company.
Yeah, Vans sells
Shoes.
parts to build an airplane. So they'll sell
Wait, Nike Air Forces? Oh my goodness.
Oh shoot!
Nothing, bro. It's all stolen. It's all stolen.
they'll sell you an airplane. It comes in like 4 kits
Mhm.
ish. Then they all like fit in the back of a truck, so you can go pick it up from them.
Mhm.
And then you use a bunch of rivets, and you put all the pieces together. Then you got to go buy avionics from somewhere else. You got to go buy an engine from somewhere else. Then you go buy brakes from somewhere else. And then you get an airplane.
This is just adult Legos.
It is.
This is
exactly.
really adult
You get
Legos.
this big giant. It's like a 2 foot by 3 foot by 1 foot binder of instructions.
Mhm.
Awesome.
It's awesome.
Do you got the 3x3 brick over there, Ryan?
IKEA was too easy. They had to step it up.
Literally.
They're like, none of these wooden doubles, dude.
Do you think if I commissioned a plane, you and your dad would make it for me? Like if I was like $1 million, build me a plane. Would you do
I
it?
mean, like, go buy the kits ourselves, build it, and then.
What
give
if
it to
I
me.
buy the kits and I pay you $1 million to assemble them?
That would be so worth it.
It would be worth
That
it.
would
How much
so-
are you dropping on this thing?
Shoot, how much are the kits?
The kits themselves aren't too ish expensive, so like maybe 10K for one of the kits.
Okay.
But that's like one. Wait,
like-
isn't the kits in 4 pieces though? You said
roughly. So there's
So you have to pay 40K or
tail kit, fuselage kit, wing kit, and then the wings can either come quick build, which is they do most of the big work for you, and you do some extra stuff on top of that.
Mhm.
And then there's the finishing kit, which is all of, like the interior stuff, wheels, brakes, canopy, all the fiberglass fairings, all that jazz. But anyways, $1 million bucks to build the airplane would be so much worth it.
That's true, but even if the $1 million wasn't covering or like was part of the cost of like the
That's
stuff,
true.
I mean, the finished product, you're not spending more than like 100K on it, are you?
Probably not.
So I mean, that's
Yeah,
still
Yeah,
900K for your
that's
labor.
true.
So
That's
I
true.
mean, I don't know.
Oh wait, I guess you can buy planes for probably a few 100,000, right? Like a smaller one.
yeah,
So that's true. Yeah, you would be getting a lot of schmoo.
Hmm.
but it'll also take about 3 years, 2 or 3 years to build it.
Like, what makes it take that? I know that you said that there was like a manufacturing thing, like where like they were out of parts or
So like,
something you
yeah,
needed.
whenever they shipped us the crates or we picked them up, some of them had parts missing, so we had to wait for them to get shipped to us.
Lol,
I
just
think
make
you
them yourself.
should have asked for a refund.
I mean,
You'd
we
be
could
like,
have.
"Give me my money
Yeah,
back,
we
and I'm
could've.
keeping the kits."
And then the engine was about a 2-year wait list.
Oh dang. Okay, so if you didn't have to wait for all the parts, how long would it take to just like build it if everything was just like right in front of you?
Spending 8 hours a day,
Hmm.
7 days a week
Okay.
would probably take you a year.
Oh really? Dang.
Wow.
What if there was more people working on it? Is it just like
That would make
also-
it easier.
Okay.
The kit that we had would be basically impossible to build without 2 people.
Without at least two people? Okay. So
Because
it's
there's
a
some
two-player game.
sections, because the way we do the rivets, we have one person on one side who's got the rivet gun, and we have the
Mhm.
other person on the other side with the chunk of tungsten.
Hmm.
And so the rivet gun's an air gun, so it just punches the rivet really hard.
Hmm.
The other person with the tungsten bar is on the other side, that side just flattens out, so it turns from what looks like a mushroom into a mushroom with a very flat, wide bottom.
Okay. Yeah, that's after Shorty hops off my nuts. I understand that analogy very well.
Have there been any workplace accidents yet? Are you following OSHA procedures? Are you wearing hard hats when you are doing this?
No. I
Oh
don't need
my
hard hats.
god.
We're wearing the Walter White hazmat hat crew member suit.
Just so you get the rivet going. Just
Yeah, I don't think we have had no bad injuries.
okay.
Okay. Are there any breathes? Breathes to not breathe.
Whenever we're putting primer on the parts, you
Mm.
don't want to breathe that.
Oh.
It's kind of like spray paint, but it's just to help stop corrosion on the parts.
Oh yeah.
Can you get high off of it?
Probably.
You got any left?
I have like 12 cans of it.
I'll look at the buy.
Oh shoot. More like 11 cans when Quinn's done.
Bro, I'm just saying, I know you can get high off of like Freon and stuff, just like the stuff I put in air conditioners. So
That's
if you can get
true.
high off of that, you can get high off of Sharpies. You can
Dude.
get high off of glue. You can get high off of everything, dude. I get high off you.
Can't you get high off of like body spray and stuff like Axe or something? Can you not?
I have no idea.
I mean,
I
it's
don't-
more just like the propellant and the pressurized.
Yeah,
can.
because I'm pretty sure someone told me in like middle school that the reason we weren't allowed to wear hats in school was because people would like spray Axe body spray into the hats and then like sniff it a bunch.
What?
Which I don't know if that's
the-
real or not. That's just what someone told me, but I don't
That's
know
a
if
crazy
I don't know if
reason.
that is like, which I don't even think it's. I'm pretty sure it's more just because like security cameras are on the ceiling and they can't see you if you're wearing a hat.
Yeah.
But that's what someone told me. Can you get high from the Axe body spray?
The first thing that comes up when JB looks that up is
JB,
is the national helpline.
Oh, yeah.
So even Google's like, bruh, don't be eating the Axe Tide Pods, dude. Don't do it.
Kids, don't be racist.
Basically the propellant in a spray bottle will get you high for like 5 seconds if you inhale it.
Oh shoot.
Wow, that does not seem worth it for the long-term damage to your neurons that will be done from
That is
it.
true.
I mean, the people that
Inhaling
are doing that probably don't care about
facts.
the
That is
damage
so
to their
true.
neurons.
Dude, what are you talking about? People who vape in the bathroom, they watch Rick and Morty, okay? They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
I don't
I'm not
know
just
if
saying.
anyone who watches Rick and Morty ever knows what they're doing.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Oops. But back to the thing, dude. Back to the thing. What's the what else about Oshkosh, dude? I felt like you had something going there. Did you have some big revelation, some hot takes about it or something?
There's always a crash or two every year.
Really?
That's probably
Oh
about
my
it.
goodness! Like mid-flight, like 2 airplanes go.
Either that or somebody right into the.
Is
Oh,
it more
that's-
likely to be like, you know, a big companies or like someone's like home build?
Just a rant. It's somebody's general aviation small aircraft
Mm.
that they somehow mispiloted, and it might not be their fault if weather screws them up or something.
Oh,
I imagine working ATC at that event is probably
Hell.
such an underpaid job when every MFer there who just thinks that they can just take off whenever they want
So-
to because they're at this convention.
The fact if ATC is there, and you would have to have their permission to take off.
Hmm.
So there wouldn't be some rando who just decides I want to fly right now and takes off. They would have to call ATC on their radio, say I want to take off, and then wait for ATC to give them permission to do that.
What if they can, but what if they bypass that and just drive to the thing and just go?
There's probably
Who's gonna
cops
stop
waiting
you?
for them on the ground.
Oh, really?
Okay, well, wait. So that's the thing. Yeah. So what if?
What if they fly away? Don't come back. Let
Yeah.
them
They
know.
gotta land somewhere.
Yeah, we'll
But
land
how will they
elsewhere.
know where they're going?
How would they know?
ATC has radar. They can track them.
Oh, nuts,
Oh,
really?
yeah, I didn't think about that.
What if your home build doesn't install the radar?
That's true.
It's a radar on the ground that can see the aircraft.
Oh, really? The
But, like-
aircraft doesn't have to have radar in it?
Does it not only go so far? Like, what if I'm like
Then
halfway
they
across
switch
the
to the next
country?
ATC tower.
Wow.
They're gonna find you.
Dang. What if
That's
I
crazy.
go? Oh,
They have their
shoot,
methods. Oh
out
my
of the
goodness.
country.
Guest appearance.
Hello. Middle.
What is this?
I don't know what you want me to do with that.
Wow. Hey, guys. Friend of the
Thank
channel.
you. Friend of the channel.
Bringing us a glass of milk.
Nourishing
There's
sustenance.
no milk in here. And even if there was, oh, there's some milk.
That's
Yeah,
not something that should be out and about.
I fear
Anyway,
it may
we
be
keep talking
warm.
about how to game the system for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay, so they will find you. If you just
Probably.
take off. And then you have to do the same thing when you're landing, right? You have to like ask for permission to land.
If the place you're landing has ATC, there's some airports exist in different airspaces. So the big airports like DFW, LAX, a bunch of airports on the East Coast, they all exist in what's called Class Bravo airspace, which is like there's like a dozen of them, and that's like you have to have a transponder, you have to be able to talk on the radio, you have to have their permission to even enter that airspace.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Like mid-flight, you have to be like, "Can I fly through here?"
Yeah.
Oh shoot, I didn't know that.
And Class Bravo, Class Charlie, that's the same thing but smaller. You need to have most of the same equipment, and then Class Delta, even smaller airport, still need permission. For this one, you just need radios to talk on. I think I would need to double check that.
Oh, okay.
And then Class Echo is the lowest priority controlled airspace. And there, any airport in that doesn't have a tower will be in Class Echo. And you don't need to talk to a tower to land there. You just need to talk to everybody else around the airport. So you would say, here, who I am, where I am, what I'm going to do. So I would say, like, airplane call sign, 10 miles east of whatever airport, coming into land.
Mhm.
You would do radio calls as you get closer, and then as you enter what's called the pattern, which is the standardized way to land at an airport, which is it's like a box around the runway where
Mhm.
you start on what's called the upwind, where you're parallel to the runway, flying upwind, and then you
Okay.
turn base, which is usually a left turn
Mhm.
onto perpendicular to the runway, and then you turn on final, which is going into the runway,
Okay.
and then you land there.
Oh, okay.
And each time you turn one of those, you make a radio call.
Every time you turn, dang, there's
Yep.
a lot of radio calls going on.
Well, it's to help everybody know where you are, so they don't fly up and
Right.
give you a handshake.
That is true. That's probably smart. Like, as much as that seems like, wow, that's a lot of work, like having a radio like every 2 seconds, it's probably for the best.
Yeah.
So you're not like Boeing and
That was just parts falling off their airplane.
That's true. Are you worried about the future of airspace? Because it kind of seems like a lot of like,
Not really.
like procedures are getting rolled back and, things aren't getting like done as well as they should.
Well, I don't think it's procedures getting rolled back as much as it's just there was some negligence at Boeing's production of these airplanes. But I'm also not in any way knowledgeable at Boeing. So I was
That's true.
talking speculation.
Oh, I just can't remember what it was, but I saw that the Supreme Court rolled back something, and then a lot of people were like, "Oh, you probably shouldn't fly now," because it was like, "Oh, what was it?" Ooh, let's find out. Jamie, pull it up. Supreme Court rolled back. Oh, I don't even remember what it was. Weakens federal regulations, overturning decades-old Chevron decision, which is it weakens the regulatory state. Something like that. Says that okay, the Chevron decision was about federal agencies should be allowed to fill in the details when laws aren't crystal clear. Blah blah blah. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know, but it was basically like federal courts can't like yeah, I don't know, like it like rolled back some like federal regulations, so like it like weakens the federal courts to be able to like regulate things. And people were like, "Oh, now I'm scared about like what food we're going to eat. Like you're going to go to a restaurant, regulations are going to be weaker." But then someone else was like, "Oh, yeah, like I don't know if I want to get on a plane anymore because like if things aren't being regulated as strictly in the federal space, then like you're going to have more Boeing."
Oh, we're already to Bowen.
We
We
are
already
the
got
Boeing.
there. I've been
Yeah.
gone for 5 minutes. We already bringing up the
Yeah.
Bowen. Yeah, that sounds about right. So it's Bowen been burning, comma, man.
Yeah. And then parts falling off the airplanes.
Wow. I'm glad that we're fresh on the topic, right? When it's fresh and new and everyone's talking about it. I'm glad that we're
Exactly.
here. First to the scene, Ace Reporter.
Mm-hmm.
Kawaii for
You heard it here first, guys.
Kawaii for Real radio show.
Dude, I hope people are getting their news from right here.
Boeing is bad.
Don't trust any news source. Don't trust TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. Die. Listen to this podcast.
So, is there a problem in the regulations or are they dodging them, dude?
I don't know.
Oh,
Okay.
I was just talking about like there was a Supreme Court case that rolled back the Chevron decision,
The
which
Chevron decision.
which was like it rolls back federal agencies like ability to like hold like corporations accountable. It like just weakens like federal regulations. And yeah, so now it like the point of it was like governments were supposed to be able to balance the benefits of like allowing businesses to innovate and thrive,
Mm-hmm.
but like also being able to like enforce regulations to protect vital public interests.
Mm-hmm.
But that was rolled back by the Supreme Court.
So therefore, companies now are not liable for violating things.
It just says that it weakens federal regulators. So like maybe they still
Uh-oh.
can be liable, but it's like, oops, all the people already died. Like we can get on to you now, but like they're already dead. But they
Uh-oh.
probably would not have been dead if we regulated bedrower.
Well, to my knowledge, Chevron is a gas and oil company, so I assume that this applies to more than just planes.
Oh yeah, it's like anything. Like what we were talking about was like when I first like saw about it, people were like worried about like, oh, now the food we eat is gonna get like contaminated and things like that. And then someone else was like, you guys are worried about the food we eat. Like think about like the vehicles we get in and the planes that we ride in. You know?
Yeah, I think they're both valid. I don't know
Yeah.
if one of those is.
I mean, obviously both are bad, but it's just like people weren't even thinking about the plane.
Yeah, this is true. I know one guy who was thinking about the planes.
That's true.
Wow. So what's the last airplane dream you had?
I don't know.
Ain't no way you've never had a dream about an airplane in your whole life.
I usually
No
don't
way.
remember my dreams.
Really?
Yeah,
Are you just sad like that?
probably.
Wow, that's actually so sad. I thought you were gonna have a cool, funny story about like, I don't know, you met JJ up in the sky or something. I don't know. Wow, that sucks. That's a terrible question, then. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is. It's all going to crap. It's all going to crap. Anyway, you have any hot takes, like things that you think should be different about the industry or your own experience that you wish was not that way, but it is?
People don't yield enough. So, just like you're in cars, There's like right of way rules.
Yeah.
In airplanes, it's generally the less powered your aircraft is, the more right of way you have. So like a glider versus an airplane, the glider has right of way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Airship versus glider, airship has right of way.
The fuck is a airship?
That kind of seems like it's contradicting. Jamie, pull it up.
Are we talking like a zeppelin?
Like a blimp.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Airship.
Yeah.
Hey, it's that thing I said.
Dude, it's the blimp.
Wow, these things are big.
Anyways, generally the more maneuverable aircraft has the less right of way.
That checks out.
But the one that has most right of way is anything in distress. So if you say on the radio, I have an emergency, everybody gets out of the way for you.
Right, that checks out.
So can you just like say that?
Mm,
Do they fact check that?
Yeah, they'll fact check.
Oh. You can't do anything these days.
Anyways, I was
Joe
also
Biden's America.
I got a match on Tinder and she's leaving in like 10 minutes. I gotta get down there.
I'm a glider pilot as well, so
Mhm.
sometimes doing glider stuff, I'd be about to land in the pattern, and then somebody would say, "I'm an airplane. I'm gonna land right now," and I'm like, and then throttle them. And
Aren't you
so
the smaller guy?
I am.
So you don't get the right of way to land first?
I would have landed right away if I'm a glider.
Yeah.
So they would not respect me for that. They would
Oh.
not usually respect that. And then sometimes you'd have to say, hey, you need to go around and try again,
Mhm.
which you can do because you have an engine. And if I'm a glider, I don't. So I
Mhm.
can't do that.
Yeah.
True.
Like you're quite literally on a clock. Like
Yeah.
you
That's
can't
true.
just sit there and wait for Buddy to do his thing,
Exactly.
lest you perish. So what did you do? Did you just go around again and try to not die?
For me as a glider, I
Yeah.
can't do that.
So what did you do?
I
You
have
just
to, usually they'll go around.
okay.
If they don't, usually you can just land off the side of the runway onto grass or something.
Oh, okay.
Have you had to do that?
I've done
Is
that
that
before.
like scary? Because is it like
Oh
is it that bad that it's like in the grass and not the runway? Is it that much
It's-
scarier?
No, it's just a
Oh.
little bumpier. That's it.
Oh, okay.
I
that's not
mean,
too
I
bad.
know, but I mean, I went out there with you, and I don't know. Even going on the runway, I was like, "We're gonna die! Like, we're gonna die, dude." Because I mean, I don't remember how fast we were going, but we were going at least a good like what?
60 knots.
There we go,
How
60
many
knots.
miles per hour?
So
is
that's like
that?
60 garlic knots per hour,
That's
dude.
true.
That's a lot.
How
That's
many
a lot of
clouds per hour
How
is
many
that?
clouds?
60 nautical miles,
What does
which
that
is
mean? Isn't nautical like ocean?
6,076 feet versus 5,280 feet. Whatever that math
So
is.
nautical mile is actually faster.
Yes,
Wow. That's crazy. Why do you do it different?
because 1 nautical mile is like a arc second of the Earth's radius or something,
Ah.
circumference. It's some special subsection of how circumference the Earth is.
That checks out. That makes sense.
So it's easier to use for navigation stuff.
You know, that checks out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so sorry you had to do that. That seems scary though, to land in the grass. I'm not gonna. I mean, it is
It
a little
wasn't that
dinky
bad.
glider, but I don't know. Because what if there's like a possum or something, and you like, and then your whole thing goes. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
And
think
then-
the possum's gonna
You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
hit the
I don't know,
glider.
bro. It's scary. What if there's a homeless there? He's sitting in the grass, and you know, and then you.
I mean, most airports have a barbed wire fence around their
Oh
premises.
my goodness! You guys heard it here first, dude.
They don't like
Airports
homeless
do
people.
not like homeless people.
Dude,
I mean, you
Their
don't want-
benches have spikes and
Yeah.
barbed wire on them. Electric benches.
This is true.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Well, I don't know. I'm glad that you made it out there. Right of way. I never thought about right of way, but I guess that makes sense. I guess I just figured that I don't know, there'd be a lot of decorum, and there wouldn't be, rudeness happening out on the airways.
I've heard some funny words on the radios.
Some funny words. What kind of funny words? Funny words that get you canceled from your
Yeah, what
platform.
kind of
Not that funny. Just the regular funny.
Oh,
You
right.
heard it here, voice.
You really are a friend of the channel, aren't you? It's crazy. Well, I mean, you told me about the meowing. I thought the meowing was pretty funny.
There are people who will meow on the radio.
I did like that a lot. It's inclusion, all right. It's time to get. We need furries for flying, or what?
That's
Is there
right.
some committee
Flying
like that?
furries.
No,
Like
Call them the flying squirrels.
r/flying squirrels. You know, one day you're a fox, but you want to be up in the air. You know,
That's true.
flying foxes are us. You need to get on that wagon. Cause you already said that you're what, aerosexual or whatever, so I'm sure
Yeah.
you're
Mhm.
that's a loose term.
adjacent to the community, you know.
Wait, so you're trying to get your commercial?
I'm trying to get my private
your
license.
private. Do you have to do it like in that order? Can you?
Yes.
Okay, you can't just jump to commercial like
The
that.
first license you'll get in an airplane is your private pilot's license. And after a certain number of hours, you can get your instrument license. After a certain number of hours, you can get your commercial.
Okay.
And then at the very end of it, you get something like ATP, which you need 2,500 hours for. And that's what lets you fly the big Boeing and Airbus airplanes.
Oh, okay, okay.
Is that the max level?
Pretty much.
Is that the
Mm.
Challenger level?
Yeah.
I see.
You know, the only reason you would ever get that is if you want to go fly for an airline or Amazon or something.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that checks out. What about military pilots?
They have the military has their own set of rules for everything.
Interesting.
So you can do what's called military equivalency, where you look at the hours and the type of stuff you've flown in the military and then transfer that over to civilian licenses. But being in the military does not automatically get you any of your licenses.
Oh, nuts. That
Mm.
sucks, dude. So, like, Maverick, after he got off from the movie, he was like, yo, let me go. And they're like, no.
What he would have to do is he would have to go talk to an instructor to help him or get him some paperwork to fill out, and then I think I'm also speculating mostly about this secondhand because I've obviously not been in the military.
True, but you are military son, question mark.
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
My father was Air Force. Then that's what he did. He got experience in the Air Force flying, and then when he got out, he transferred that to. He already had a private pilot's license beforehand,
Mm-hmm.
but being in the military and getting out upgraded that license to. I'm getting this wrong. He got. I'm definitely getting this wrong, because I know he got his civilian licenses, some of them while he was in the military, but it was a separate process. So he got his ATP, I think, while he was in the military, but that was totally separate from anything the military gave him. He had to do it like he was just a regular person.
You heard it here, folks. Military training is community college for airplane pilots.
Exactly.
You heard it
It's
here,
more like
folks.
volunteer work.
It's
You're not even getting the credits. At least you get the credits in the community
Well,
college.
the one thing that the military really has is it will give you the hours, because like for ATP you need 2,500 hours.
Yeah, it's a lot of hours.
Being in the military will get you those
That
hours.
is true. Wait, so you can be in the
Checks
military
out.
and not have a pilot's license, but be flying the military planes, and then get out of the military and have to get the pilot's license to fly the regular planes?
I think so.
That's crazy.
Question
I'm
mark?
surprised they don't just make you get the license in the military to fly those planes, and then be able to take it when you.
So true. Well, the other thing also that I would know, I guess it depends on what you fly, but I would
Yeah.
imagine that, like, you know, training for like dog fights isn't the same thing you're gonna learn in like commercial piloting. Like, how often are you gonna need to get in a dog fight when you're in a passenger
They're
plane?
like, attention, folks, please fasten your seatbelt. I need to do a barrel roll.
There's your captain speaking. We see a United plane on the horizon. We gonna fuck him up. If you, it's like the gas masks that dropped down from the ceiling, but instead like little like artillery just like out of your window.
That'd
Like a
actually be
World War
really
II bomber. Somebody's got to go man the ball turret in the back.
How many people here have been to Universal Studios? Yeah, it's like that Justice League ride. You're gonna shoot at everything that is not us. Go. I don't know, man. That could be pretty good. That could be pretty good. That could work. I don't know. Can you do a flip? Can you do like air show stuff in like a big plane? Would it work if you're like really
You'd
really
probably
good?
break the airplane before you got anything close to an air show.
Really? Like what if you tried to do like a flip?
You would probably break the
You
airplane.
can't do a flip.
Really? Dude, what a waste of technology. That
God,
thing sucks.
fuck
So-
taking people places.
That's what I'm saying.
Try to do a
Airplanes
flip.
have what's called their airworthiness certificate. So something like a Boeing 737 would have like what's called its standard airworthiness certificate. And that's basically the rules of what this airplane is allowed to do and what it's not allowed to do. And that's the most not the most restrictive, but it's the most basic. Something like a experimental air certificate, which is what we will have for our airplane because we home built it.
Mhm.
It's not certified, so there wasn't a company that went through all we have to do to get that is prove to somebody, a representative of the FAA, that our airplane is airworthy, and then they give us that certificate.
How do you prove that?
They come look at us at our work and make sure that it's not gonna.
Like they don't
Oh,
watch you
okay.
fly it, or they do watch you fly.
So they don't watch us fly it,
Oh, okay.
and it'll help for us because we bought pre-built kits.
Yeah.
So there's already been most of the engineering work done, and
Right.
they can go look at that as
Mhm.
well. They just have to look at like make sure we didn't do shoddy rivet work, make sure that we didn't put holes where there's not holes supposed to be, make sure that our
Mhm.
air isn't or our fuel isn't gonna fall out of our tank.
What's wrong with shoddy work, huh? What's wrong with that? I've happened to build my entire brand off of shoddy
That's
work,
true.
Dragon.
This is a shoddy channel.
Terrible. That's terrible. Okay,
And the
well.
fun thing about that is, and we're required to have experimental, very visible in our passenger compartment.
Oh, really? It's like the cars that are like student driver,
Exactly. Yeah.
baby on board,
Baby on board.
and then I crash into the car with the baby on board.
Well, so what's the highest clearance? What's the you can do whatever the hell you want in the sky, bruh?
I have to look at the list of like what
Jamie.
types of.
Jamie, let's get that.
What's-
Let's get that pulled up. I don't know. It makes me kind of sad, to think that the big plane can't do the cool stuff.
Shoot, that's really lame.
I mean,
Like,
if you're
who
really
even
high
built
up,
that?
right, and you go for a flip, like it doesn't matter if you stall for like a little bit, you'll gain momentum again by the time you start flying.
Another
the
rule that's
ground.
attached to that is
I mean, you're miles up.
if you're
You
doing
really just can't.
I'm saying.
anything aerobatic, so if you're turning more than 60 degrees or you pitch up or down more than 30 degrees, every passenger is required to have a parachute.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you
Oh.
were to do a barrel like that, you would be required to have a parachute.
Like, it can't just again, I'm not saying like a tight circle loop. It can't just do like a really wide circle loop.
You would be pitching up more than 30 degrees. You
Right.
would require a parachute.
Well, what if you're doing?
No, but I mean like the plane wouldn't be
It's
able to
just
do
you.
that.
It's just you.
What do you mean?
It's just you on the plane. It's just you and your seven.
You would
seven-
still require
seven-
a parachute.
No,
And
no,
you have your parachute.
but like, could it do it?
Could it do it?
Like, could the plane
Could the
physically
plane
handle
Probably
it?
not. Not
Really?
one of the big airplanes.
Reagan,
Can-
I need you to lie to me
If
and
you're
all our
listening to this,
audience.
I need someone to commission a big plane. Please send it in here. Do we have a PO box that we can send? We can have them send it to.
Jamie, can a passenger plane do a barrel roll? Let's see. While it's physically possible for a commercial plane to perform a barrel roll, some manufacturers have built limitations into large modern aircraft to prevent pilots from doing so. For example, the Airbus A330 and 350 models prevent the pilot from rolling past 60 degrees of bank without disabling part of the plane's auto flight system.
Oh shoot!
So basically, airplane manufacturers hate you and they hate fun.
So
That's
this
true.
airworthiness certificate thing, there are standard and special ones. And then each one has its own set of categories. So for standard, there's transport, commuter, normal, utility, acrobatic, manned fury balloons, and special class.
Okay.
Your 737 probably is under transport.
Which one would yours be?
Experimental, which is under the
That's right.
special airworthiness certificates, which
Wow.
are
It's speckle.
restricted,
special boy.
multiple, limited, light sport, experimental, and other special ones. So experimental would be anything under research and development. So like Lockheed's built a new airplane and they want to go test it, they gotta have that certificate. Anything for solely used for crew training, anything that's air racing, exhibition, anything amateur built aircraft, which is what we are. So that type of stuff is airworthiness certificate.
Well, that's stupid. So what can you not do that other people can do?
The big rule is that we cannot fly over densely populated areas. That's basically our only restriction.
Okay.
Like, what is that? Like, you can only fly in, like, fields?
So we can fly over, like, residential areas, but, like, anything that's, like, city, we can't fly over that.
So you just gotta go around the city?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That checks out.
That makes sense.
I mean,
They don't want us to...
that doesn't seem like a very large...
They don't want to have us get a collateral.
9/11
Yeah, they don't want them to hit the towers, you know? Dude. That's crazy.
Hold the 9, extra 11. We're trying to get 2 towers once again.
Dude, it's almost 9/11.
Oh,
we
really?
could have done this on 9/11.
Is it? Oh, the 9/11 special. Maybe I'll wait to upload this till
Just
9/11.
wait till,
This
yeah.
will be the 9/11
Be a
special.
9/11, yeah.
So, Reagan, jet fuel. You know a lot about it.
No, I don't.
Is it melting steel beams?
I
Let's
don't
talk
know.
about that.
There are different types of gas. So like Jet A, 100 low lead, and some of them have different colors, and when you mix them, it turns clear.
That's dangerous. That's the extra tasty one.
Mhm.
That's just for you to like go check your fuel and make sure you don't have the wrong type or it's not mixed up.
Dude, that's crazy. What's the fuel prices looking like on jet fuel these days? You getting good
Jet
prices
fuel
out
is
there?
like 6 something a gallon,
That's not too bad. How many gallons does it take to put in a big boy?
in the hundreds.
Make sense with that. 100 gallons? Wow. that's
Usually it's in
crazy.
pounds of fuel.
Wait, how
6
much
pounds.
is your little plane?
We have the Cessnas that I fly. It's like 30-ish gallon. Yes, gallons.
Not bad.
And then for larger planes, they usually measure it in pounds. So like a 737 will have like 3,500 pounds. And then I can do the math on that, which is
I want to see if I can like match them like shot for shot on that. Like I'll drink Mike's Hard and they drink their direct fuel and we just see who can last,
That's
who can
true.
last longer.
so 6 pounds to a gallon is 3,500 pounds is about 500 gallons.
Wow, and that's in the big boys.
And how
Yep.
many dollars is that?
Like a million.
$5 a gallon.
Holy shad.
And so what does that
So it's
equal
like
out
two
to?
in some bands.
Yeah, it's almost 3K
Oh,
Almost $3,000 for a full tank of gas.
and that's for the big boys?
for a big boy.
What about your little boy?
Little boy? 30 gallons. For
Okay.
filling up from like empty,
Mm-hmm.
it's like 150.
Dang.
Wow.
How much flight time is that?
And you get about 4 hours out of
Oh,
that.
okay.
4 hours? That's some crap, dude.
But that 4 hours will send you pretty far.
That's some crap, bro.
Dude,
4
you
hours?
could
That's
get
it?
me to China in that thing.
How far could you get me in 4 hours, dog?
China.
Usually you can fly at like around 100 knots.
Uh-huh.
So that's 400 nautical miles,
Okay.
which is
Put that in freedom units.
some number of statute miles.
How many states are you getting me
Yeah,
across?
bro. Come on. Put
You
that
can
in.
probably get like
Put that in
a
yeehaw
state
for
or
me.
2.
Us. Only 1 or 2.
For 150
What?
bucks, that's some crap. Reagan. I need better.
Hi.
Oh my goodness, we have a
Oh,
burger
thank
delivery.
you. I was just saying how she always just gives me food.
Thank you.
Thank you for the burger. Friend of the channel. Chef.
Friend it.
Chef the
Chef-
channel.
Thank you for
Friend
that.
it, chef it.
Appreciate that.
So, okay, so I know that, like, to get the money to fly people, you gotta get that. Which one is it? The commercial
license.
Okay, but, like, how do they know? If I, like, Venmo you the money and I use, like, the pizza emoji and I'm like, oh, here, thanks for the food,
They wouldn't know.
they wouldn't know.
They wouldn't know.
So, hypothetically, you
Thanks
kind
for
of
the
take me
pizza.
somewhere in 3 years?
They wouldn't know.
Does the private license allow only you to fly? Like you can't carry anyone else?
You can carry passengers.
You just can't get money.
You just can't get paid for it. Which you're allowed to split the cost. So like it's called pro rata share. If you fly with you and 2 passengers, you're allowed to pay no less than a third of the money required for
Oh,
that flight.
okay. What if I'm just like, here, money for gas, not money for the ride?
They don't know.
That's crazy. Wait, so, um,
That's I don't think that's the type of thing they would crack down on. I think it's like if you started a business advertising yourself as a commercial or as a pilot
that's true.
for services to the general public. I think that's what they would really crack down on.
That's true.
But if it's just you and your buddies, I don't think they would. But I'm also not going to test it.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Hypothetically, we are not going to test it.
Yeah, the FAA can be kind of fun with some things like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a joke that as a pilot, you're not allowed to be sad because to fly, you have to have a medical.
Mm-hmm.
And the FAA has been known for if you get diagnosed with something like depression and then you get meds for it, that they take your medical.
What do you mean they take your medical?
So it means you're no longer medically allowed to fly, so you're not allowed to be a pilot. Yep.
Dang, I mean that makes sense. I don't want someone to be like, man, my wife just left me.
So the thing is that leads to the problem of somebody knows a pilot knows they have depression. They don't get treated for it and they don't get medication because doing that gives them a paper trail for the FAA to take the medical. So that encouraged them to be unmedicated, unhelped, and then keep flying.
Oh, true.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
This sounds like an actual hot take we're talking about now.
Dude, good thing Elon Musk doesn't have his pilot person.
He does.
Does he?
I think so.
I don't know what the FAA is doing. Because I don't know if you've seen the jokes, but it's like, he mentioned that he's going to take away like count and comment count. And it's like, why would you do that on a platform, like a social media platform? And everyone's like, he lost the kids, didn't he? Every time he loses a kid, he makes a terrible Twitter channel.
Yeah, bro. Jazantha Puss 719 left the house that he can't handle it.
He's like, that's it. 9/11 too.
Oh shoot, pilots with depression, huh? What you know about that? What you know about that, Reagan?
There was one. It was I think it was a FedEx one. It was a long time ago. Might not have been a pilot, but a FedEx employee just found out that he had gotten fired, but he was still allowed to ride the jump seat. So he wasn't a pilot; he was just a third person in the cockpit, allowed to ride the jump seat once. He took the fire escape hatchet and went to town on the pilots.
Oh.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah. Mid-flight?
Mid-flight.
The fire escape what?
Hatchet.
Oh.
There's an axe on the plane?
There's an axe on the plane.
Oh
it's like to help knock out the windows. But they got the plane on the ground, but both pilots, I think, had severe injuries.
How they not stop the guy?
Dead, yeah. How are they
I think one of the pilots subdued him, but both pilots had pretty bad injuries.
Oh my gosh.
As in I don't think either pilot flew again after that.
Oh, imagine all the money you can sue for.
I did not see that. That was at Federal Express.
That is actually crazy.
I can probably look it up.
As a former employee at a Federal Express airport myself, this is news to me.
That is crazy. That could have been you.
That could have been me, dude. That should have been me.
Imagine, there's just people who are like, God, where the fuck is my package? And they don't even know. They're like, where's my freaking stuff?
They leave a 1-star review.
Literally, they're like, oh, why are you guys taking... What do you mean my package is lost? And then over here, someone's like dying.
Well, my package got blood on it.
Your package came in the mail?
Fuck ass FedEx.
Dude.
Oh man, I do remember there was another story that was in a similar vein about I want to say that it was a similar situation where the guy just wanted to die, but he managed to steal a plane. I don't remember what the company was or something, but he managed to steal a plane.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And then he just flew, and then I even listened to they have a recording of, I don't know what it's called, the black box or whatever, but the recording of the communication between him and ATC.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, hey man, you want to not do that? And he was like, oh, I just want to fly around. And they're like, yeah, you can't do that. You gotta come down. And he was like, no, I just want to fly around for a little bit. And then he just nosedived and crashed that,
Oh my
if I'm remembering the story correctly. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's actually crazy.
So the incident that I was talking
Better than a
about,
school shooting. I'm just saying, you know.
it was
You're
a
gonna go out.
hijack attempt
You're gonna go
by
out.
an employee facing possible dismissal, boarded with several hammers and a spear gun.
Oh my spear gun. I want a spear
Blue
gun.
tower defense.
Tower defense. He's like, a blood's coming.
His efforts to kill the crew were unsuccessful despite severe injuries.
That's
They
good.
fought him, subdued him, and landed safely.
Mhm.
Dude, pilots of the year.
Dude, literally.
That's actually insane. I don't
Both
know.
of the pilots were ex-military. One of them was
Ooh, that's
both of them were were Navy.
Mhm.
Looks like the captain was served during the Vietnam War too.
Yeah, you don't fuck with that, dude.
That's true.
I've killed you punks before. I'll do it again.
Yeah, both pilots suffered fractured skulls. One of them's temporal artery was severed.
Oh,
What do you mean? I don't even know.
The blow to one of the pilot's head drilled shards of bone into his brain,
Oh
temporarily
my
rendered
God.
him unable to move, but he was still conscious.
Oh my gosh.
fuck, dude. Oh.
Dude, getting paralyzed is so scary to me. Have you seen the things where it's like sometimes anesthesia for like surgeries and stuff just like doesn't fully work?
Mhm.
And there's been like cases where people will like be awake and can feel things, but they can't move, and so they're just getting surgeryed on.
That would be horrifying.
I know. I would literally like die. I would kill myself probably.
Why you can't move?
Like after the fact, like I don't think therapy would be enough. I'd be like, I have to die. Like I literally saw this one TikTok where this girl was like, when I like got stabbed in the past, and so now like sometimes I just like randomly remember what it feels like to be stabbed. Like imagine like being able to like vividly remember like this is what it felt like to get my kidney transplant. Like
Dude, oh man. Sometimes I shave and I'm like, man, I don't know. This might be too much for me. I don't know if I can handle this, man. I can't. Oh my gosh. Just watching someone else get like kicked in the nuts with like a soccer ball or something. Just like watching someone just cutting up in my rib cage with a
yeah.
bone saw.
And you can
Oh.
feel it, and you can't even do anything.
Oh. Oh.
Bad.
Brother.
Mhm.
Brother. Man, you know what? I would go steal a plane.
I would also go
If
steal a
that happened to
plane.
me, I'd go steal a plane, dog. I gotta, except I would land it. I could totally do it.
Were there people, like commercial passengers on that plane as
No, it
well?
was just cargo.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Oh, yeah, that's substitute.
What was his job even? What's the third person supposed to be doing on a plane like that?
He wasn't supposed to be doing anything. He was
See the water boy?
deadhead, so he was left just a FedEx employee who was allowed to ride in the cockpit.
Like, for what?
Just travel. So like if
Like-
you have a little extra space, why not send your employees on a trip every
To,
once in a
like,
while?
Okay.
go,
Give them
like,
some travel.
is it just for fun, or, like, does he go and unload the plane?
It would have been like
there?
it would have been for his own travel, I think.
Okay, so it's not just, like, a work trip.
No.
Okay.
Interesting.
Dude, that's kind of cool. It's like, oh, I need to go this place. You guys are already going. You got a free seat. That's pretty fun. Not the rest of the story.
Yeah, that's
But at the beginning of the
No,
story,
man.
it's pretty cool.
Yo, dude. He saw the B movie and he
That's
was like,
true.
yo, I gotta do this in real life. I gotta make it happen.
That's true.
What was his plan though? Was his plan to just crash the plane?
Yeah.
Damn. He couldn't just like jump out of the plane or something. Like why do people gotta take other people down with them? You
I don't
know?
man. There's some crazy MFs out there.
That's true.
I don't know. I would have liked to think that he would have at least tried to fly it around a little bit, you know, have some fun, maybe do a flip before he stalled or something.
Yeah, does the flip and then it crashes.
I don't know, cause what do you do? Like really, like the first thing you do, like you're like, okay, I'm a KMS. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna kill these fools, and then you do, and then you're in the plane in the air. I assume the autopilot by that point is kicked on once you're at cruising altitude.
It's not autopilot's not automatic. That has to be switched on.
Huh?
And it has to be programmed.
I mean, I assume that FedEx would use autopilot,
Yeah,
right?
but the pilots themselves would have to program and turn it on.
Oh. Well, given the benefit of the doubt that I mean, how are both of you gonna fight a guy in your plane and not have it already crash if the autopilot wasn't on?
One of them was flying, the other one was fighting, I think.
Really?
I think.
Oh my god! And then they like tag team like Nacho Libre. It's like, yo, get in there. You grab the sticks. I'll go over there. I'll whoop his ass.
Oh my gosh.
You start digging through the packages for weapons. Ooh, what we got in here? Blender.
Dude, where do you get a spear gun? I want a spear gun. Dude, I want a crossbow.
You have to go through airport security. Like they have airport.
This was in
security.
1994.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
It was
because like
before
even
9/11.
even as like an hourly gooner who just showed up to like throw some boxes around. I mean, sorry, place some boxes around. We still had to go through like airport security and stuff, like metal detectors and all that. So I'm surprised that Buddy would be able to get that. But I also know that pre 9/11 was
That's true. Pre 9/11.
a different era, bro. You could bring all sorts of shampoo, bro.
That's
Yeah,
true.
you
Yeah,
can bring
can't
whatever
bring
you wanted.
shampoo anymore.
Now there's an armored door in every aircraft.
Armored door.
There's in most commercial airplanes, it's an armored door between the passengers and the pilots.
I've been told back in the day that like sometimes whenever they turn the seatbelt sign off, little kids will go up to the cockpit and just hang out with the pilots and be able to ask questions and stuff. I don't know if that's true or if I
Probably.
just made that up in a vision I had. But that'd be kind of cool.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Go up and hang out with the pilots and be like, "Yo, what's up? What this button do?" And they're like, "Don't touch that."
Can you get me in on a flight where I can sit in the cockpit and just
True.
like watch? Yeah, is there a way you can?
I was in like on a big airplane.
Yeah,
No.
like the one that
They
you're
they
redacted
won't
works
let
on.
random people in the cockpit.
What? What if they're a friend of the channel?
What if they're
What if they're a friend of the pilot? Fun.
Even then, like
What?
you have to be pretty much an airline employee to even get in the cockpit.
They don't just. What if I'm like a Make-A-Wish kid? What if I'm like make my wish?
I was
let me
FedEx's
sit in the
first subscriber
cockpit?
on YouTube. I was
Yeah.
there. I was their number one.
So like,
fan.
if you wanted to go,
I would
on-
not be allowed in the cockpit.
Really, even if your redacted was working that day.
Correct.
What? Nepotism.
Wow.
You don't get to sit in the cockpit.
That's terrible.
I mean, they don't want random people showing up in the cockpit.
I mean, yeah, I guess that
Oh.
makes sense. Man, what about those flight sims? Do you have to have any sort of anything to get on those?
what do you mean?
Like to get on the flight sims?
Yeah,
Flight simulators like at the airlines?
Yeah.
No, because I would
When
allow
is-
them there.
Can I just go? Can I go just dig a?
You would have to have an in because like
That's
Right,
crazy.
Mr.
We know a
Kakkity.
guy.
Right.
Yeah, Mr. Kakkity.
worked there, so he was my in.
Could Monster Kakkity get me in there too, so I could recreate 9/11?
I mean, he doesn't work there anymore.
Oh,
But then he
shit.
still works for the
He works at
company.
the company. He
Yeah.
doesn't work in that office job.
Could he still get me there?
You don't know the friends at the
Oh,
office. What?
nuts!
Is that like a whole separate thing?
It's
Like,
like a separate
Does
thing.
he have Cinemark
Oh.
connections?
'Cause, like-
there still.
His job was to do testing stuff, so they would do simulator tests
Right.
mhm.
to before they did a real airplane test, or they would just do the simulator test. So he would be able to schedule time in the simulator.
Mm. Like if we use this jet fuel, it will melt the steel beam.
So it's kind of like how, like, you know, if you work at Walmart but at the grocery store, you're not working at the corporate. You don't got the corporate shit, but you get the store privilege.
Yeah, kind of.
So you get the pilot shit, but not the office shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You ever play like the Microsoft Flight Simulators? Are any of those good
I
or
have not.
accurate? Oh, okay.
I think my dad has some because my dad has his pilot's license, but he's not piloted. But he worked at Lockheed. Oh wait.
What?
Oh well. I mean.
Is that redacted information?
I mean, I guess not. He doesn't work there anymore, and there's like multiple Lockheeds, so it could be anyone.
That
but
is true.
My dad worked at Redacted
Wow, that's
Bombing
crazy.
Company. That
Bombing?
Professional crater maker.
Yeah.
Hey, what are these? They're bombs.
These aren't pies. They're bombs.
They're bombs. Well, I don't know. Any other particular airplane related things that you're super passionate about? This is an episode for our real plane heads out there. This is not your average common folks
Yeah.
podcast episode. All right, you gotta really
Where the 911s at?
you gotta really be dedicated to the craft of
Mhm.
planing to get to this one.
I don't know.
What's your favorite?
Plane.
I'm just gonna leave it at favorite. What's your
Uh,
favorite?
The only things that I've flown are gliders and Cessna 172s.
Well, that's stupid.
What about like things you haven't flown? What's your fit? Like I want to fly this one.
I want to fly an F-22. That would be really, really hot.
Jamie, pull that up.
F-22? Is that the Maverick one?
No, that would be an F-14.
Oh, is it in the same cousin family?
I mean, kinda.
Is it a fighter jet?
Yes.
Dude.
Isn't that what F stands for?
Yeah.
Let's.
Fight.
Oh, is it actually?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was kidding.
Oh,
But
I thought
guess
maybe it
I'm
was like
right.
Ferrari or something.
Right.
It's like the Ferrari of planes. What's like the Ferrari of planes? Is it that?
Not
Yeah.
Boeing.
Really?
Yeah.
F-22.
It's like the
Interesting.
Ford F-150.
That's like the fastest.
That stands for
best
fighter
performance.
truck.
Do you
That
need
type of
do you
thing.
need a fighter license?
Yeah, pretty much. You would need to be in the military, get assigned to that aircraft, and get the training in that aircraft.
Oh, there's no way for a civilian to
There's
ever
no
touch
way.
a F-22.
Not to fly.
Can
pretty
you
much.
build? Can you
Can you
buy
build
a kit? Can you build?
You probably wouldn't be able to do that. 'cause
Each F-22 is like millions of dollars. Isn't
Oh,
it? Like, isn't
shoot.
each plane like millions of dollars?
So if I'm a billionaire and I'm
And
like,
they-
I want it.
I
can't
think
have
that's
it.
one of the ones that they won't sell to other countries because they've got stealth tech in the that they don't want other people.
Why
to
are we
see.
selling anything like that to other
Oh my
countries?
gosh.
How much million?
The most expensive fighter jet ever built. It's Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor. Is that what we're referring
Yeah.
to?
Mm.
350 million freedom bucks,
Oh
dude.
shoot!
Oh my god.
That
Dude,
million
it's
dollar
advanced
bug.
stealth technology, materials, and extensive research and development. How do you put I thought you said that we have things that will ping the airplane. So how do you stealth an airplane?
So there's surface is specially designed with shape and materials to reflect radar waves away from the receiver. So radar works kind of like a bat's sonar, where it like sends out a ping and then it listens to the reflection.
Yes.
It's
So
just
if
like
it sees
Fortnite
if it sees the ping, it knows that there's something there, and it can, based on the information of the ping, it can get information on what it sees. Stuff like
Okay.
stealth tech that like the F-22 is designed to modify where those reflections go so they don't go back to the facility. So something like an F-22 will have like the radar will see something as big as like like maybe a desk
Mm-hmm.
that's which is many times smaller.
Than any plane that would be in the sky.
So it's much that's where all the money goes.
So it shoots the laser beam at the thing and then it redirects the laser beam elsewhere where the sensor won't pick it up.
Correct.
Is it like foolproof? Like does it work?
It'll work.
Really? So what's
So there's a story about F-117, which is like the US's like first fighter.
so they
sort
went
of stealth fighter.
backwards.
Yeah, they went backwards with the
That
numbers.
sucks.
Anyways, well, there's a story of while they're doing like the radar testing of this airplane, they have it all set up. They're doing their radar test, and they see something that has the cross section size of a bird. They look up at the airplane. There's a bird on top of it. They don't see the airplane at all on their radar.
It's just a bird.
Yeah.
That's actually so cool.
How do you? What if the bird was on top of the plane?
It wasn't flying. It was on the ground. So like, look up a picture of an F-117, and you'll see kind of what I'm talking about with reflections.
Jamie, can we?
Literally. Dude, I can't wait till we get to F1. It's probably
So
gonna
do
be
you
the best
see
one.
F-117 how it's super? Like look at it. See if you can find a picture of the back,
At the back.
like not the back, the top of it.
Here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But like,
Look
do you
at
see
it
how
thrusted.
angular the F-117 is?
Yes, it looks
So-
like a pyramid of sorts.
That was because they didn't have the computing power to look at where all of like the reflections would go, so they had to do it like one panel at a time to do that math.
Okay.
So something like the F-22 that we have now, superpowered computers, they can simulate all that stuff much easier with smooth surfaces. Back then in like the 70s, I think, computers were much less powerful, so they had to have a much simpler shape to be able to simulate the radar reflections.
That checks out. What is RCS? Is that radar?
Cross section.
Oh, so this thing is.
So like you see how it's 0.001 meters squared.
Yeah.
That's what.
It's actually 3 O's. That's 3 O's, dude.
0.001. 0.001.
No.
Oh, for the F-20 for the Raptor, yeah, that's 0.001 meters
Oh, I see.
squared.
We were looking at different things, dude. That's crazy. Dude, that's nuts. That's like a 10,000th of a meter squared.
Isn't it crazy?
So
They
what
just
does
put
that
on
mean?
air shows.
When they look on the radar, they'll just see
They'll see something that big.
this big. Wow.
They'll see like something as if there's something this big was flying through the air.
Okay.
Like
I mean,
little
isn't that still
Dorothy.
enough for them to know that there's something there?
I mean, this could be a bird.
Oh, really?
So
Did
is
they
it
pick up
like
bird? Yeah, I guess
it won't
that's
be like
just
suspicious and won't be like there's a bird there and there's never normally anything there. It'll just be
Yeah,
like there's
That's
a bird
because
there.
they're
there's
looking for
other-
something that's the size of an airplane.
Yeah. So like they'll just be
Yo.
like that's just the normal bird ping that we see
this
every now
bird
and
traveling at Mach 7. How the hell
Yeah, I was
did
gonna
that-
say, yeah, that's like speed.
They see, you look outside and you see a pigeon. Like all its wings are gone. It's just turned into like a rotisserie chicken at this point. It's just-
Radar isn't like a continuous thing because it's like a scan, like you see like in movies where it's like the rotating thing.
Yeah.
That's they have one ping, another ping, another
But
ping.
I like the
bird's
dance
not
that you did.
like-
That should be a TikTok dance.
Are the birds not like slow enough to where it would be in a few pings
I don't know.
before it leaves the area?
I don't know.
So if it's just there and then gone,
This is
it's
the
not-
limits of my knowledge.
This
Oh,
is
okay.
stupid. Yeah, this is stupid.
This is
Fucking
ridiculous.
Lockheed, I can build a better stealth plane than you pansies.
I
You
think
don't
they
know
should do
nothing.
that.
Charging
Can you
$35 million
put
for this
gun
crap.
on your homemade plane?
I've asked my father this.
Really? Can we do it, chat?
I don't remember what his answer was, but
Oh
it
my,
wasn't
you
no.
weren't even listening.
It wasn't
was-
no.
It was. I don't. I think. Well, I was asking him about the legality of it, and I don't think the legality of it is no. I think we're allowed to put guns on it, maybe,
So you could have like a machine turret on the back, just like Fortnite.
but I think it would follow similar rules to like warbirds, where like they have to be demilled or not able to actually fire.
Oh,
Wha-
that's so stupid.
What's the point of the gun if it
Yeah.
doesn't shoot? That's stupid.
Can you get one of the like World War I ones? That's like those old school pencil sharpeners that you like spin the little knob. You know what I'm talking about?
Actually, yeah.
Could you get one of those on there?
It would probably be illegal if it actually fired.
What if you just don't shoot it? Just have it loaded and ready to go in case someone ever fucks with you. It's self-defense, right? Can't you have like self-defense in real life? You can have self-defense on your plane, right?
Probably not in
that
your
plane's not real
airplane.
life, but you know what I meant. Because like you're allowed to like carry like to like
Yeah,
you know
there's something
take hostage,
different
like,
about
oh
a Gatling gun
what?
than a little handgun.
Well, I mean, it's open carry, you know? You can open carry, like, a rifle and stuff, I think. I'm pretty sure.
This is really infringing on my Second
That's what
Amendment.
I'm saying. It really is. My plane should be able to have that gout on it, bro. And if it
Exactly.
doesn't, then something's going wrong.
Jamie, you should look that up. See if you can put guns on a
Jamie, wait, what am I even looking up?
guns on home built aircraft.
Okay. Guns on home built. Jamie, you're really getting extra paid today.
That's true. Thank you.
Guns
Jamie.
on a home built planes.
Sure.
On built planes. Home. Can you have a gun in your own plane? You may transport unloaded firearms and a okay, but that's different. That's like
So it
That's
wouldn't
just
be
like
an unloaded
regular-
firearm if you're leaving it with bullets in it.
what is the biggest gun ever mounted to an aircraft? That's a more interesting question, maybe. I
That
don't know.
is.
I worked on an ACI 30U for 10 years, and I'm wondering if a gun larger than the 105 millimeter.
Yeah, that's like a gunship. They put cannon like
105
artillery.
millimeter. That's like this,
Yeah.
right? Oh my
So
god.
a C-130. You know what a C-130 is?
Uh-uh.
It's like a big transport aircraft. They just put a bunch of guns sticking out the side of it, so that as it like turns,
Yeah.
shooting at it, it just vaporizes whatever's in this area. Look up a picture of it and look at what the stuff
Bro,
sticking out
I'm
the
pretty
side.
sure I'm pretty sure I used that one in Monkey Tower Defense. I'm pretty
Oh
sure.
yeah.
The AC-130 has the largest gun ever put, but several World War II have had tank guns mounted on them. Wow. Let's see. What is the AC-130? See, now this is where another friend of the channel, Began, would have a little bit
Oh
more
yeah,
knowledge.
Began.
That fourth picture.
This fourth picture.
Oh wait, is
no,
Began
this
Air
bad boy.
Force? I thought he was Navy.
This bad boy
Fourth picture, top row.
right here.
You see that thing sticking out the side?
This bad boy.
Yeah.
Wow. That looks like a winker, dude. That's a gun.
That's a gun.
Wow. Wait, is that those shells that you have at your house? Those
No,
big.
that
No.
would be bigger.
That would be
That would
bigger.
be bigger.
Bro, okay, so I assume 10 millimeter is like the diameter, not the length of said
Correct.
bullet. So like the diameter. What's the diameter of the ones you have?
20 millimeter.
Wait, so that's bigger than this. Oh wait, this was
105.
Oh, oh shoot! So we're talking
Like cannonball.
That is a cannon.
how long is that? How long is that bullet gonna be?
I don't know.
Like a foot,
Probably.
14-inch. Okay, wow, that's actually nuts, dude. That's like the Gustav gun or whatever.
Like that's a shell that you have to carry like this.
Dang. That's like a baby.
Yeah.
Just putting
Dude,
a baby in the
one
cannon.
single shell of this thing costs more than my entire recording setup right now.
That is
That's
true.
crazy.
Lots of things cost more than that.
Hey, we're using only the most professional equipment.
Look
here.
at
Like,
this
there's-
mic arm.
There's videos of like the inside of when they're doing those firing operations, and it's really cool because there's a whole bunch of different types of guns in there, and they're all firing at the same time, and they're all vaporizing the same patch of land.
Vaporize.
Oh my, that's crazy.
Dude, that's crazy. Dude, we could take school shootings to the next level.
Oh my
We
god.
could... Cause now, see, here's the thing. They don't.
You wouldn't have a school.
That's what I'm saying. They shouldn't call it a school shooting because you're not shooting the
That's
school.
like
You
bombing.
should call it a student shooting because you're shooting the student. That would be a school shooting.
Yes.
All right, that you're shooting the school. Bugs be gone was the end of me.
Oh my god.
Would you really? Could you really like level a school like that? Oh my goodness, that's awesome! I have to see this in real time, dude. That'd be. I mean,
Look at
not
the video.
Maybe it's a good thing you didn't go to the
not
army.
good. I don't know. We'll check that out in our own time. I mean, it's the audio. I don't know. Maybe audience wants to. I don't know. Maybe I'll edit it in. What am I even looking at?
AC-130 video.
What is it? AC-130 in action seems to be the correct thing. Fight in over 2,000 unique authentic vehicles. Register now. Oh, that's War Thunder. That's stupid. Firing all its cannons. Exercise Emerald Warrior. Wow.
What a good ad.
This is crazy. You guys getting this on the radio show? I'll edit it in. Don't worry. Maybe if I remember to. I don't care. Okay, let's go to the most watched. This is the most replayed. Wow.
Wow.
How do you know about this thing?
Because it's cool.
You just
Yeah, it's so
you just
awesome.
jork it to this.
Oh my god.
Those are flares. Those aren't even the cannons.
That's not even
dude.
what flare. What are they supposed to do? Let the enemy know they're about to perish?
That's like a countermeasure. So if somebody's got a heat-seeking missile on you, you spit out something that's really hot.
Oh. So now it's gonna.
Exactly. It's like they got Gatling guns on that. They got cannons.
Freaking flamethrower? That's what it looks like.
It's a Gatling gun.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my goodness. Do we own these?
That
We
is
being
the
United
U.S.
States?
military.
Is
Wow,
those
how
the
many of these do
cannon-
we have?
Are these the cannon?
No, it's still flares.
Oh shoot.
How many of these do we possess?
A couple more,
Like at least 10?
probably.
Wow. So if this thing pulls up to your neighborhood go bye-bye?
Yeah.
Really? Oh my goodness. I like seeing the big Gatling gun that just. Oh my goodness. I mean, I don't know. This is like simultaneously really cool, but also simultaneously kind of humbling to be like, wow, like my entire like life and how important and cool and special I think it is could be eliminated before this thing even like thought about it. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, look at the shell that he's carrying.
Oh my gosh. It's like it literally looks like it's straight out of Star Wars, like the Yavin 4 or whatever. Or the X-Wing, I guess. Oh my goodness. And they're just shooting one? That's just one bullet?
What you don't see is the other guys manning the other guns out of view.
Oh my goodness. Jamie, you seeing this? You seeing this, Jamie?
If you like that, there's also the A-10, which is an airplane that's built around a gun. So the
What?
A-10 has the GAU-8 machine or Gatling gun, which is
Wow.
it's
Right.
yeah.
Oh, there it is. The
So
Thunderbolt
it's
Brit.
Bert,
Brick.
because that's the sound it makes. Like,
Really?
Bert.
It's just called a Bert?
That's, do you hear that?
Yeah.
Was that the bird?
Let's go to the most beautiful.
Ah.
It's called the Bert.
Bert.
So good. I just love the sound it makes. It's so good. It sounds like the plane just like ripping ass and crop dusting you and it flies by.
It is crop dusting.
It's
It's turning the crops to dust.
I want to see it like I don't know. I want to see it like fuck up a I don't know, a twin tower or something.
Oh my
I don't know. Wow. So how many of those could you get hit by and live?
Like a tenth of one, maybe.
Oh really?
If there, I've saw you in a picture floating around of just the gun on that compared to a Volkswagen Beetle. The gun is bigger.
Than the
Oh,
Volkswagen
shoot,
Beetle.
really?
Well, that's not very hard. My dong is bigger than a Volkswagen Beetle. I don't think that's. I think it's a very
It
hard
was, like,
competition.
Twice as long.
I love. Is that was that the like the colloquial name or is that its like actual like registered?
That's not its registered, but like the Bert. That's
the
just
bird.
that's the sound it makes.
Okay, okay. I thought for a second it was like, yo, like they calling up the Lockheed, like, yeah, we're gonna need to order 15 Bert. Like, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, that's why people like the A10.
Okay, wow. That's incredible. So anyway, you can't put a gun that works on yours, especially not a Bert.
No.
Dang. What would it even take for a civilian to get like? Because no way like a civilian could even get their hands on a Bert gun anyway. Like
No.
even if you wanted to. So I'm wondering like unless you build it yourself, like what's the most powerful like gun you could even acquire to put on a plane, even if you wanted to?
Homemade
Probably
rocket launcher.
probably nowhere near that rocket launcher, huh? Really?
Homemade.
Okay. Well, you can take like a potato launcher out of your thing, because like you're even your plane that you're building, like you're not gonna be at like high enough altitude that you're gonna need like a gas mask or anything, right?
No, the
So you-
limit for that is at 12,500 feet. You need to be on oxygen if you're there for 30 minutes or more.
Okay, and you're not
Not
even
flying that
going.
Probably not.
So
You can buy an oxygen system if you're going to do that.
you can you like launch like a potato launcher like through?
Probably.
That'd be so cool. You should do that.
To do that, we'd have to open the canopy, which we can't do in flight though,
Well,
Oh.
because it's the canopy opens like that, so the air wouldn't let us open it.
but can you?
Could you build like a sunroof in there?
I was gonna say on the glider you had a little you
I
had the
don't think
little like
that
like
worked. That's
drive-through window slider.
You
You can just stick your little potato chute through the drive-through window and like
can
shoot
just
potatoes
drive
at
those things, right? Oh wait, no, the glider has to be pulled, right? That's right.
shoot
You can
potatoes
fly it,
at,
but
like,
it
your
has to be
enemy's
towed
house.
up to
Oh, yeah.
altitude, and then it can fly on its own.
Okay, wait, but like planes, you can just drive that like a car if you wanted to, right? Like if you just don't pull that back.
I mean,
Am
You
yeah.
can just drive down the road.
You
and
can,
shoot-
we should just go through the drive-through. You open the canopy. You're like, "Can I get a?"
You take up probably like 3 lanes, but yeah.
Exactly. I mean, no one else.
I mean,
would
you
do it.
can't like you wouldn't even be remotely close to the building. Like you're in the parking lot of the next restaurant with how much like clearance you need to even just be like
You're like, just slide
throw
it.
it, throw it.
Put it on the wing, and I'll walk off and get it. They get a long stick. They put it on the wing. They like slide it up the wing.
No, but for real, could you not get the little like drive-through window sliders that you had on the gliders on your
Not
plane?
for ours.
Why?
Because it's one piece of plastic.
Right, but
that's
you
the
make
thing.
it yourself.
We don't make that ourselves.
But I'm
That's a
telling
part
you
that's
to.
shipped.
I'm telling you to. Or don't make it. Just like cut it out and then like stick some like put some little mushroom cap rivets or whatever you have to do to like make a little drive-through window.
There'll be a lot of work though.
It would be a lot of work, but then you can show up to the ops and shoot potatoes at their house,
That's true.
and they'll never know you were there.
I mean, they could look at flight aware and see.
How low can you fly safely without dying and crashing and exploding? Like how close can you get to the ops house to accurately aim your potato launcher at them?
Legally or skill wise?
Let's say both.
Skill wise, it depends on the pilot.
Okay.
Legally, I think it's 500 feet.
Is that enough to be able to accurately aim at someone's residential
Probably
home?
not.
Reagan, come on. Wait, can you get like a locking system? Like I assume
For a potato cannon?
I assume that like most modern like Lockheed, planes and stuff have like locking
Yeah.
like mechanisms to be like,
Put that on
here's the
launcher.
plane, shoot at that, like Star Wars style. So just do that on your potato launcher. Like do 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 do. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. We'll get on that.
Dude, I don't understand. Why are you building a plane if it's not to show up to the ops house? Are you trying to pick up baby girl in this thing? I don't understand. Why would
Do
you
you even
build a-
have ops? I don't even think he has ops to begin with.
Bro, yeah, he has ops,
That's
dude.
dude.
I'm sure there's a professor. I'm sure there's
For
a
my ops.
There has to be a professor who's pissed you off at some point. Really? No, never. All of your professors are just like cool and good. And
None
love
of them
you.
have been bad enough to piss me off. No.
What about that guy who cut you off on the runway that made you land in the grass? Yeah, his address is on file at the airport, I'm sure.
I
If
don't
he's like
think he
training
did.
there.
He wasn't training. He was in a jet.
Can you track that? Can you track that? Wait. Do planes I assume have like license plates or something,
Yeah.
or
And
so
number.
you can like
I
check
don't
that
remember what it was though.
with the not the DMV, but I guess the FMV or whatever,
Yeah, you can go look up
the flying motor
an
vehicles,
N number and see
and then you
who,
can see like their names and
who
stuff.
who that airplane belongs to.
I can do that right now.
And then you can reverse phone number look up and find his house. You can do it. So if you really want, if you were like hell bent on finding this guy, could you do it?
What would happen is you would find the company that owned that airplane,
Uh-huh.
and then they wouldn't tell you anything about who works there.
Oh, that's true. You're right.
What if you had lots of bands though?
What if you had to?
Why am I
sing
pursuing
it?
grudges if I have lots of bands? I'm living my life freely.
Bro, so you could go and shoot potato launcher at his house, or you could burn his house. Dude, if you birded his house, that'd be so awesome.
I would be birding the 4 neighbors in a row at his house too.
Well, just aim
Bird
better.
the City.
Just aim better. Just don't aim
Can you
bad.
not control all the birds to just
Can you not?
be
Yeah,
right
can you not aim the
there?
birds?
I mean, it's a big area to get a bird.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's
Can you
fair.
I
not
don't
close
think-
the gap of the
Can
area?
you close the gap?
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not an A10 pilot.
Instead of it like being like a bird, it's like a.
Well, you're the only residential expert that we have here, so to all plane-related questions, we have to ask you. All right, this is the real content of the
That's true.
podcast. All right, can I blow up my neighbor's house with being a dumb idiot?
There are probably cheaper ways to do that than with airplanes.
Yeah, but
But it's not as cool.
airplane is cooler and funnier because you don't have to be there. Like if I go over there, then they'll see me on the cameras. Like putting, dynamite in their air conditioner or whatever. Like they'll catch that on their cameras. But how their cameras are pointed down at their driveway and around their house, they're not going to be able to see my Burt coming in at 500 feet. You know what I'm saying?
And people keep track of what airplanes are doing.
Why would they do that?
Just because.
Just because they're bored and have nothing to do and
Like
they hate
random
fun.
people?
Like, you can go back and watch maps of where airplanes are.
I do know that there was someone who used public information to track like Taylor Swift's flight.
Oh yeah, they
and,
did
like
do that.
posted that, and they were like, please don't do it. I'm pretty sure they got it like taken off of like public records.
I think
now
they
or
got
something.
sent like a cease and desist.
Yeah.
And they did the same for Elon.
It was on
Musk, too.
public. It was on public records though. Like the
Yeah.
person didn't like do any like snooping. That like it was like
Dude.
they could just look it up.
I'm pretty sure the thing that I saw also was that there was someone else who did that for Elon Musk. I don't know if it was the same person or not. And he like threatened to like, no, maybe I'm thinking of someone else. But yeah, like someone did that for Elon Musk too.
I don't understand, bro. Taylor
Yeah.
Swift is allergic to car. She'll never
He
do it.
really
She
is.
heard of Princess Diana and she was like, nah, bro, I can't deal with that. I'd rather 9/11, dude.
9/11.
I don't know.
Tailing.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. Talking about car versus plane. I've heard before. Flying is safer. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, but I assume, correct me if I'm wrong, that what they're using for that is like per capita, number of people that drive versus number of people that dead ass dead versus number of people that fly percentage wise that dead ass dead. The percentage of people that drive and dead ass dead is higher than the people that fly and then dead ass dead. I assume is the reason why they're saying that.
Probably.
Is that
Sounds about
actually
right.
intrinsically as of a property of itself?
Think of it
safer?
this way. If you're driving, you have no idea what anybody else on the road is doing. They could be high on drugs, have some other mental illness,
Not have their license.
not have their license, and they can just decide that that day they want to kill you with their car.
Yeah.
That can just happen.
Yeah.
With airplanes, commercial airplanes, every pilot in the US at least 2,500 hours flying airplanes.
They got their license.
They have licenses, they have practice, they have time, and there are more than one of them in there
Oh,
to
shoot, I hit
prevent
that mouse.
shenaniganery.
That it probably is safer also, yeah, just because overall it's probably just more regulated and there's less people flying than because like anybody can get their license and drive.
Yeah.
But not anybody.
And it's so
can
much
be
easier to get
pilot.
to a car without your license.
Exactly. True. And you can be depressed and drive. But
Yeah.
you can't be depressed and fly.
Yeah, the FAA will say no.
That's true. They'll be like, die. Wait, I was gonna ask something. I totally forgot what it was. I forgot. It's oh yeah. So do you? And since you said that your plane's gonna be like a 2-seater, right?
Yes.
Do you both have to have the pilot's license?
If you're going to act as pilot in command, you have to have a medical and a pilot's license.
Okay.
So if my father is the one who's flying and he's pilot in command and I'm a passenger, I don't have to have any licenses at all.
Okay. So you don't both have to have that.
Correct.
But is it like the same controls in the front are in the back also? Is that what you said or no?
Correct.
Okay.
It's side by side, but yeah.
But can you like turn it
even
off?
if I'm a passenger,
Mm-hmm.
I don't need that.
Okay. Is there a way like he could like turn it
Yep.
off? Oh. So if I'm just like, freak you,
Yeah.
roll. Oh, okay.
Whoever is stronger wins because they're mechanically linked.
Oh, okay. So I gotta beef up, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. How strong is Mr. Kakkity?
He goes to the gym.
Oh,
Wow.
really? How tall is he?
Tiny bit taller than I am.
So like what, 6 foot? I don't know. How tall are
He's
you?
probably like 5'10".
5'10". Okay. Give me some time. By the time the plane is done, I'll be ready.
Yeah, so medical stuff like that and there's different grades of medicals depending on what you're doing. So for me
Mhm.
as a private pilot, I only need a class 3 medical, which is basically it's like, can you read this chart? Do you have color blindness? Is your heart failing? That's basically it.
Oh, okay.
And then for somebody like Mr. Kakkity who flies airlines,
Mhm.
he has to have a class 1, so for him, he has to get it renewed every 6 months. For me,
Oh.
and that's a function of age as well. So for
Mhm.
him being older than 45 and airline professional pilot, he has to have it renewed every 6 months. For me, I think it's every 4 years because I'm young and a private pilot.
That's true. Okay.
But also, his is much more intensive because he's got one because he's older, and also because it's more responsibility for the license.
Mm-hmm.
And for class 1, you're not allowed to have one if you're older than 65. So you will not find an airline pilot in the US that is older than 65.
Oh, really? Like you just have to retire
You
then?
just retire.
Oh,
You can do stuff at the same company. Like a lot of people will go do training in the simulators because you don't need a medical for that.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah, if you can do the flying, it probably can transfer over to the office jobs.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Okay. Dude, see, because that's another thing. It's like, you know how people are always like, old people should have to take like a driving test like once a year because like there's some old people who just like should not be able to drive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they can drive. But then you don't got old pilots. But like you can just personally fly, right? If you're
As long as you have a medical. If you're
Okay.
old and like your organs are failing and you can't like make a coherent thought, the person who's
Okay.
doing the medical won't certify
So
you.
you do have to get medicals for that too, just like personal flying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Dang. And that's just like a straight up physical, basically.
Pretty much.
Okay. So once you get your commercial, but you're still young, hello, eat like dinner. Are we having dinner? Are we invited to that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Sometimes we get food and sometimes we don't. I don't know. What?
Are we being retrieved?
Are we being retrieved? Is it dinner time? Guess we'll never know.
Never know.
But okay, so since you're younger and getting your commercial
I'm
license,
getting my private.
oh, private. Sorry. So what?
What is it?
I don't see it. You closed the door.
Can you open the door?
I don't see it. So once you get your private license, but you're still younger, is it still 4 times a year at that point?
It's every 4 years, I think. I think it's every.
Oh, sorry, not 4 times a year. Every 4 years. Yeah. What?
Do we have to pause the podcast?
I don't know. Are we eating? He is saying we are eating. I don't know.
Yeah, I think she's trying on here.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Goodbye.
Wow.
Riveting content.
This is riveting content. I think that might be I think we might be coming to a close here. I don't know
Alright.
how far did the conversation get.
Oh, we were just talking about like the
old people who can't drive.
how like old people can drive, but old people can't fly because once you're 65, you have to retire from
That's
your flying
for
job.
commercial
Commercial
airline stuff.
Yeah, so it is kind of safer that way too.
Yeah, I guess like if as many people were flying as there were driving,
Then it would
would it
probably be a
actually
problem.
be any safer like
Probably.
as an intrinsic property of planes themselves?
Yeah, because it's much more regulated than driving is.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
I see. Fair enough. Well, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Man, sorry, I had to go. These balloons, they keep coming, dude. I had to go set up some bird guns real quick.
Oh
to
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Make sure that the balloons stop coming in. Do we have any? I don't know. I said this is pretty good.
It's pretty
I
good.
said it's pretty good. Do we have any
any notes?
closing wisdoms?
Don't jump over pickleball nets.
Don't jump over pickleball
Don't
nets.
jump over pickleball nets.
not
guys.
worth it, guys.
It's not worth it.
Mm-mm.
You will die.
Mm-mm.
Dude, why were the Twin Towers mad? You have to say why.
Why?
Because they ordered pepperoni pizza, but all they got was plain.
Oh, guys, I hope you.